Imagine you're adrift in the vast azure expanse of the ocean when, out of nowhere, the sleek fin of a shark cuts through the serene waters, heading straight at you. Encounters like these can unfold in myriad ways. Some are thrilling, others awe-inspiring, and a few defy belief. Join us as we dive into the depths of these shark encounters and unveil the diverse outcomes that can emerge from such unexpected meetings. In the heart of Hawaii, on a secluded beach known only to a few, Nicole White decided to experience something that she had never dared before. The year was 2005, and Nicole, a young woman with an adventurous spirit, was under the spell of the full moon's brilliance, casting a silver glow over the calm sea. Nicole had always been fascinated by the ocean's majesty and mystery. On this particular night, she felt a deep connection with the natural world, compelling her to embrace its beauty in the most natural way possible, going skinny dipping. The idea was both thrilling and liberating. After ensuring she was alone, Nicole left her clothes by the shore and stepped into the water, her skin tingling as the calm waves enveloped her. The water was as clear as crystal, and the moon's reflection danced on the surface, surrounding Nicole with a celestial aura. She swam further away from the shore, reveling in weightlessness and freedom. The only sounds were the gentle lapping of the waves against her skin and the distant call of nocturnal birds. For a moment, Nicole felt like she was part of the ocean, a creature of the night basking in the moon's glow. However, the moment's serenity was shattered when Nicole felt a sudden sharp tug on her leg. Panic surged as she realized she was not alone in the water. A shadowy figure, sleek and powerful, circled her. A shark drawn to the moon's reflection on the water and the silhouette of Nicole's figure against the lunar light. Nicole's heart raced as she struggled to keep her head above water, her mind racing for a way to escape. She remembered reading that sharks were more curious than aggressive, and that panic would only provoke them further. Fighting against her instinct to thrash and scream, Nicole remained as still as possible, hoping the shark would lose interest. But the shark, perhaps mistaking her for prey or intrigued by her presence, continued to circle closer. Nicole knew she had to act. With all the strength she could muster, she began to slowly and deliberately swim back towards the shore, making minimal splashes to avoid attracting more attention. As the shore approached, Nicole's fear intensified. Each stroke felt like an eternity, and the shark's presence loomed large behind her. When she thought she wouldn't make it, her feet brushed against the sandy bottom. With a final burst of energy, she propelled herself forward and stumbled out of the water, collapsing on the beach. Breathing heavily, Nicole looked back at the ocean, the beauty of the moonlit waters now tainted by her harrowing experience. She realized how quickly the line between beauty and danger could blur in nature. As she wrapped herself in her clothes, shivering not just from the cold, but also from the adrenaline and shock, Nicole knew that this experience would change her forever. Little did she know her ordeal would lead her down a path she never expected, transforming her appreciation for life and the ocean into a cause she would passionately advocate for. The shark, the moonlit swim, and the fear she overcame would become the catalyst for a new chapter in Nicole's life, one where she would dedicate herself to promoting shark awareness and ocean safety. But for now, as she sat on the beach watching the moon's reflection shimmering on the water's surface, Nicole White was just grateful to be alive, her heart beating in rhythm with the waves that had nearly claimed her life. In the weeks following the shark encounter, Nicole began extensively researching sharks and ocean safety. She was surprised to learn that sharks were often misunderstood creatures, more threatened by humans than a threat to them. The realization that fear had clouded her understanding of these majestic beings during her moonlit swim fueled Nicole's desire to advocate for shark conservation and educate others about the importance of coexisting peacefully with marine life. Nicole White transformed her newfound passion into action. She started by volunteering with local ocean conservation organizations, dedicating her weekends to beach cleanups and educational programs for children. She found joy in teaching kids about the ocean's wonders, hoping to instill a sense of stewardship and respect for marine life from a young age. Her efforts continued. Nicole took to social media to share her story, not as a tale of a victim, but as a testimony to the beauty and fragility of marine ecosystems. Her posts, filled with stunning photographs and captivating stories about the ocean, quickly garnered attention. People were drawn to her genuine passion and her ability to speak about her experience without bitterness or fear. As her following grew, Nicole organized community events to raise awareness about shark conservation and ocean safety. She collaborated with local lifeguards to conduct workshops on how to enjoy the ocean safely, including recognizing marine life, understanding ocean currents, and learning what to do in the unlikely event of a shark encounter. Nicole's advocacy was noticed. Within a year, she had become a recognized figure in the community, leading to invitations to speak at schools, community centers, and even regional conferences on marine conservation. Her message was clear. Understanding and respecting the ocean and its inhabitants were crucial to human safety and preserving marine ecosystems. However, the most significant change was in Nicole herself. The woman who had once sought the thrill of a moonlit swim in the ocean had evolved into a guardian of its mysteries and a voice for its most misunderstood creatures. She found strength in her survival, not because she had escaped the jaws of a shark, but because the experience had unveiled a path she was meant to follow, a path of advocacy, education, and conservation. The shark that had once symbolized Nicole's greatest fear had become a symbol of her life's purpose. As she stood on the same beach where her journey began, watching another full moon cast its silver light over the sea, Nicole felt a deep connection to the ocean and the cycle of life itself. The peril under the moon had brought her to this moment, to a life dedicated to protecting those silent, shadowy figures beneath the waves, ensuring that future generations could also experience the wonder and beauty of the ocean safely and with respect. Nicole White's story of moonlit peril had come full circle from a night of fear to a lifetime of advocacy. As the waves whispered secrets only the moon could understand, she knew this was only the beginning. In 2000, in the expansive and vibrant waters of the Great Barrier Reef, Australia, Kevin Gilbert dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the ocean's most misunderstood inhabitants, sharks. Kevin, a respected shark researcher, was trying to study shark behavior to shed light on their complex lives and reduce the stigma surrounding these majestic creatures. Equipped with cutting-edge technology and years of experience, Kevin embarked on a routine expedition to track a particular shark he had tagged months earlier. Due to her luminous white underbelly, this shark, a formidable great white named Luna, had shown unusual patterns that intrigued Kevin. He believed that understanding Luna's behavior could provide critical insights into sharks' social dynamics, potentially revolutionizing how humans coexist with these apex predators. The clear blue skies and calm seas of the Great Barrier Reef provided the perfect conditions for Kevin's research. Aboard a small, sturdy boat, he set out into the open water, his heart filled with the familiar thrill of discovery. His equipment beeped steadily, indicating Luna's proximity. Kevin's eyes scanned the water, searching for a sign of the magnificent creature he had come to know so well through his studies. As he leaned over the side of the boat, Kevin finally spotted Luna's shadow gliding through the water. Her movements graceful yet powerful. He marveled at her beauty and strength, a living testament to nature's perfection. Kevin documented every detail with his camera, hoping to capture something new about her behavior. Suddenly, Luna's trajectory changed. She turned sharply, coming towards the boat at an unexpected speed. Kevin, caught off guard by her sudden interest, stood frozen, the camera still poised. He had observed hundreds of sharks in his career, yet he had never seen one charge like this. Kevin's admiration for Luna transformed into a fight for survival in the following moments. Luna collided with the boat with such force that Kevin lost his balance and fell into the water, his camera slipping from his grasp and sinking into the depths. In the water, face to face with Luna, Kevin's expertise as a researcher was his only defense. He knew that panic would only provoke her further. He remained as calm as possible, making minimal movements to avoid triggering Luna's predatory instincts. Luna circled Kevin, her eyes locking onto his with an intensity he had never seen. Then, with a speed that took his breath away, she lunged. Kevin felt the pressure of her jaws clamps down on his leg, the neoprene fabric of his wetsuit offering some protection, but not enough to prevent injury. Drawing on his years of experience, Kevin employed a defense technique he had learned but had yet to use, pushing forcefully against Luna's nose. Surprised by the resistance, the shark released him and disappeared into the blue. Kevin assessed his injuries back on the boat with the adrenaline still coursing through his veins. They were minor, but the encounter had left a significant mark on his psyche. He realized how close he had come to a different outcome, and how his perception of shark behavior had been challenged in the most direct way possible. Kevin's encounter with Luna under the brilliant Australian sun would not deter him from his research. Instead, it would deepen his understanding of shark behavior and aggression. But as he returned to shore, his mind raced with questions and possibilities. This close call was not just a story of survival. It was a pivotal moment that would inspire Kevin to rethink how shark research was conducted, prioritizing safety and a more profound respect for these complex creatures. His mission had always been to bridge the gap between humans and sharks, to replace fear with knowledge. Now, more than ever, Kevin felt compelled to use his experience to advocate for safer research practices and a new approach to studying sharks in the wild. The journey ahead would be challenging, but Kevin Gilbert was ready to lead the charge, driven by a newfound resolve from his close call in the waters of the Great Barrier Reef. Determined to turn his experience into a catalyst for change, Kevin meticulously analyzed every second of the encounter. He pored over the data collected from Luna's tag, the video footage from his camera before it sank, and his recollections of the event. His goal was clear: to develop a new framework for shark research that prioritized the safety of both the researchers and the sharks. Kevin knew that the aggressive behavior displayed by Luna was out of character for sharks, and believed that stressors in their environment, possibly even research practices themselves, could trigger such responses. With his findings, Kevin set out to share his insights with the broader scientific community. He drafted a comprehensive paper detailing his encounter analysis and proposed new guidelines for conducting shark research. These guidelines emphasize the importance of minimizing stress and disturbance to sharks, using non-invasive tracking technologies, and adopting defensive measures for researchers without harming the animals. Kevin's paper sparked a significant conversation within the marine biology community. Presented at a major marine conservation conference, his story and insights challenged long-held practices and opened the door to a new era of ethical shark research. Kevin proposed using drones for aerial observation of sharks, reducing direct human interaction, and implementing more sophisticated tagging methods that were less invasive and more informative. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Kevin's experience and proactive approach to reform inspired researchers worldwide to reconsider their methodologies. Based on Kevin's suggestions, funding was allocated to develop new technologies, and workshops and training programs were established to teach researchers the safer practices Kevin advocated for. However, Kevin's encounter with Luna had an impact beyond the scientific community. His story, featured in documentaries and news articles, raised public awareness about the complexity of shark behavior and the importance of conserving marine ecosystems. People began to see sharks not as mindless predators but as essential components of the ocean's delicate balance, deserving of respect and protection. Kevin's close call marked a new chapter in human interaction with sharks. It led to safer research practices that respected the animals' well-being and fostered a greater understanding of their role in the ocean. Kevin Gilbert, once a researcher known for his dedication to shark behavior studies, had become a leading voice in the ethical wildlife research and conservation movement. Kevin felt a profound connection to the ocean and its inhabitants as he watched the sun set over the Great Barrier Reef from his lab. He knew the path ahead was long and fraught with challenges, but he was committed to making a difference. With each day, each study, and each advocacy effort, he was helping to create a world where humans and sharks could coexist in harmony and mutual respect. Kevin Gilbert had survived a close call, but more importantly, he had seized it as an opportunity to advocate for a better, safer future for sharks and the people studying them. On a sun-drenched afternoon in 2021, the Thompson family gathered on a private beach along the picturesque shores of Sanibel Island, Florida, for what was meant to be a memorable family reunion. The clear blue skies, warm sand, and the gentle sound of waves set the perfect backdrop for a day of joy, laughter, and reconnection. Within the family was Tyler Thompson, a spirited teenage boy who loves adventure and the ocean. The Thompson family, though close-knit, was as diverse as they come, with each member boasting unique skills and personalities. From John Thompson, the patriarch and a seasoned fisherman, to Linda Thompson, a nurse with years of experience, the family's wide range of expertise was a source of pride. However, this diversity often led to lively debates and disagreements, especially during gatherings like this. Despite their differences, the family shared a collective excitement for the day's activities, particularly jet skiing, a favorite pastime. Eager to show off his skills, Tyler was the first to hop on a jet ski, zipping across the sparkling waters with ease and laughter. His cousins cheered him on from the shore, capturing the moment with their camera phones, blissfully unaware of the drama that was about to unfold. A shadow lurked beneath the surface as Tyler maneuvered the jet ski farther from the shore. Unbeknownst to Tyler and his family, a shark, attracted by the noise and motion of the jet ski, was closing in. The shark, a formidable predator of the Florida waters, mistook Tyler's jet ski for potential prey, leading to a fateful encounter that would test the Thompson family like never before. Tyler's joyride took a terrifying turn when he felt a sudden, powerful tug on the jet ski. In a split second, the shark rammed into the jet ski, launching Tyler into the air before he crashed into the water. Panic set in as he felt the shark's jaws clamp down on his leg, and the searing pain was unlike anything he had ever experienced. On the shore, the family's laughter turned to horror as they witnessed the attack. Without a moment's hesitation, they sprang into action. With his knowledge of the sea and its creatures, John led the charge, grabbing a nearby boat to reach Tyler. Linda prepared the first aid kit, and her medical training kicked in as she anticipated Tyler would need the care. As John approached Tyler, the shark, perhaps realizing its mistake, released him and disappeared into the depths. John pulled his grandson from the water, his heart racing at the sight of the injuries. Back on the shore, Linda and the rest of the family worked together to administer first aid, their differences momentarily forgotten in the face of crisis. The attack on Tyler was a stark reminder of the ocean's unpredictability and the need for respect and caution when enjoying its beauty. As Tyler was rushed to the hospital, his family followed, their spirits shaken but united by a newfound sense of purpose and understanding. The incident on Sanibel Island was more than a terrifying encounter with a shark. It was a pivotal moment for the Thompson family. It tested their strength, brought them closer, and sparked a conversation about respecting marine life. But as they awaited news on Tyler's condition, the family knew that the ordeal was far from over. They were just beginning to grasp the full impact of the day's events on Tyler and the entire family. The days following Tyler's attack were a time of quiet introspection for the Thompsons. Gathered by Tyler's hospital bed, they shared stories, laughed at old memories, and discussed the day of the attack in hushed tones. During these moments of vulnerability, the family's superficial differences melted away, revealing a deep, unbreakable bond forged through love and shared experiences. Once the stoic patriarch, John Thompson, expressed his guilt for not foreseeing the danger despite his vast knowledge of the sea. Ever the caretaker, Linda reassured him, emphasizing that the ocean's mysteries were beyond anyone's control. Inspired by Tyler's bravery and the family's collective response, the younger Thompson spoke passionately about respecting the ocean and its inhabitants. Despite his ordeal, Tyler was the first to propose that the family use their experience as a catalyst for change. He suggested starting a community awareness program focused on marine life safety and conservation. The idea was met with unanimous support, igniting a spark of excitement amidst the somber atmosphere. In the following weeks, the Thompson family channeled their energies into the newly founded Thompson Marine Safety Initiative. They organized beach cleanups, educational seminars, and first aid workshops, advocating for a balanced relationship with the ocean. The initiative quickly gained momentum, drawing support from the local community and beyond. Once a harrowing tale of survival, Tyler's story transformed into a powerful message of coexistence and respect for nature. Schools invited him to speak about his experience, where he emphasized the beauty and fragility of marine ecosystems. The family's initiative became a testament to their resilience and commitment to making a positive impact. As Tyler made a full recovery, the Thompson family reflected on the journey they had undertaken. The shark attack, though a tragic event, had brought them closer. turning their differences into strengths. They had not only saved Tyler, but had also discovered a shared purpose that transcended their interests. The family reunion on Sanibel Island, meant to be a simple gathering, had evolved into a life-changing ordeal that reshaped the Thompsons' outlook on life and nature. They had witnessed firsthand the delicate balance between humans and the environment, and had emerged as advocates for its preservation. Ultimately, the Thompson family returned to the beach not as mere visitors, but as guardians of its wonders. With its endless mysteries and inherent dangers, the ocean continued to beckon. But now they approached it with a newfound respect and understanding. The reunion gone wrong had, paradoxically, set everything right, teaching the Thompsons the true meaning of family, courage, and coexistence with the natural world. In the vibrant waters of Jeffreys Bay, South Africa, renowned for its perfect waves and a haven for surfers worldwide, the stage was set for an event to captivate the global surfing community. In 2009, Mia Hamilton, a female professional surfer known for her bold and fearless approach to big wave surfing, was poised to leave her mark on the prestigious annual surfing competition. With her striking determination and unparalleled skill, Mia had always been drawn to the ocean's might. To her, surfing was not just a sport, but a profound connection with nature, a dance with the waves that few could master as she did. Jeffreys Bay presented the ultimate challenge with its legendary right-hand surf break, and Mia was more than ready to meet it. As the competition commenced, the air was thick with anticipation. Spectators from around the globe watched as Mia paddled out, her figure a silhouette against the shimmering backdrop of the morning sun. Her first waves were spectacular, a testament to her prowess and deep understanding of the sea's rhythms. However, for all its beauty, the ocean harbors dangers that even the most experienced surfers can underestimate. Unbeknownst to Mia and the onlookers, a massive shark lurked in the depths, drawn by the crowds of surfers and the competition frenzy. Mia's final wave, a towering behemoth of water, was her triumph. As she navigated its colossal curve with grace and precision, a shadow beneath the surface mirrored her every move. In an instant, a display of human skill and bravery became a scene of nature's unpredictable power. The shark, an apex predator of the seas, attacked with a speed and force that left no room for escape. In a chaotic flurry of water, Mia felt the shark's jaws clamp down on her leg, the pain searing and immediate. The competition's safety team sprang into action, their efforts swift and coordinated, but the damage was done. Mia was pulled from the water, her leg grievously injured, the shock and realization of what had happened etching deep lines of disbelief on her face. The attack, broadcast live to thousands, sent shock and empathy across the surfing community and beyond. Mia Hamilton, the fearless surfer who had faced the ocean's might, was now fighting a different battle that would end her career and start a new journey of discovery and purpose. As Mia lay in the hospital grappling with the end of her surfing career, her thoughts drifted to the shark, the creature that had instantly changed her life. It was a pivotal moment, realizing that the ocean she loved and respected was a complex ecosystem where humans were merely visitors. While the attack was a tragic end to her surfing ambitions, it ignited a spark within Mia, a determination to understand and protect the marine life she had always connected with. Mia's journey from a professional surfer to a passionate advocate for marine conservation was just beginning. The shark attack at Jeffreys Bay, a moment of terror and pain, was also a call to action, a chance to use her fame and experience to make a difference in the world of marine ecosystems. Mia Hamilton, once celebrated for riding the waves, was now on a path to safeguard the creatures that roam the depths of the oceans, including the sharks that had altered her destiny. Determined not to let her ordeal define her, Mia embarked on a journey to understand the intricate balance of marine ecosystems. She spent months in recovery, poring over books and documentaries and engaging with marine biologists and conservationists. Her fame as a surfer gave her a platform, and she decided to use it to advocate for protecting marine life, with a particular focus on sharks, the very creatures that had altered the course of her life. Mia's transformation from a surfer to a marine conservation advocate was met with surprise and admiration from her peers and the public. She began to speak at schools, community centers, and international conferences, sharing her story not as a tale of victimhood, but but as a powerful narrative of coexistence and respect for the ocean's inhabitants. Realizing the impact of her voice, Mia founded Waves of Balance, a non-profit organization dedicated to marine conservation with an emphasis on educating people about sharks. Her initiatives ranged from organizing beach cleanups to funding shark behavior and habitat preservation research. Mia's message was clear: understanding and respecting the delicate balance of marine ecosystems is crucial for their and our survival. Mia's advocacy was highlighted when she returned to Jeffreys Bay, not as a competitor, but as a champion for the ocean, standing on the same shores that had witnessed her near-fatal encounter. Mia launched a global campaign aimed at reducing shark attacks through education and prevention strategies, rather than culling or avoidance. Her efforts were instrumental in implementing shark spotting programs and promoting non-invasive tracking technologies that benefited sharks and humans. Years after the attack, Mia Hamilton's legacy was not defined by the record she had set as a surfer, but by the waves of change she inspired in marine conservation. Her fearless approach to surfing had transitioned into a courageous commitment to protecting the ocean and its inhabitants. Her story became a testament to the power of resilience and the impact one individual can have on fostering harmony between humanity and nature. The surfer's last wave had been a turning point, but the ripples from that moment had grown into a tidal wave of awareness and action. Mia looked at the ocean, her heart filled with nostalgia and hope. The sea had taken so much from her, but it had also given her a purpose far more significant than any wave she had ever ridden. In the end, Mia Hamilton had found her balance, not on a surfboard, but in her unwavering commitment to the marine life that thrives beneath the waves. In the serene paradise of Rangoli Island, Maldives, where the azure waters meet the sky, Henry Adams found himself far removed from the world of books and theories he was accustomed to. A shy, bookish man by nature, Henry had spent most of his life within the confines of academia, poring over texts and dreaming of distant lands and oceans. In 2002, seeking a break from his routine, he took a solo vacation to the Maldives, a place he had only read about in travel magazines and scientific journals. Henry's days on Rangoli Island were a mix of awe and quiet introspection. He marveled at the crystal-clear waters, the vibrant marine life, and the gentle rhythm of island life. Yet, despite the beauty surrounding him, Henry remained a spectator, hesitant to step too far out of his comfort zone. He preferred the safety of his beachfront villa and the familiar company of his books to the unpredictable nature of the ocean. One afternoon, as Henry sat on the beach lost in a novel, his attention was drawn to the sound of laughter and splashing water. A few meters away, a group of children played in the shallow waters, their parents nearby, soaking up the sun. Among them was a young boy, no more than 6 years old, who ventured farther from the shore, his tiny arms paddling with innocent enthusiasm. Without warning, the tranquility of the scene was shattered. A shadow darted through the water toward the boy. A shark, its sleek form cutting through the shallow waters with terrifying speed. Panic erupted on the beach as the child's parents screamed, paralyzed by fear. The other children scrambled to the safety of the sand, but the boy remained unaware of the danger looming behind him. At that moment, something shifted within Henry. The shy, reserved man who had always shied away from danger found himself propelled by a force he didn't know he possessed. Dropping his book, he sprinted toward the water, his heart pounding in his chest, driven by a single thought: to save the child. As he reached the water, Henry's mind raced. He had read about sharks, their behavior, and how to deter an attack, but theory differed vastly from practice. Without time to think, he plunged into the water, shouting and splashing, making himself as big and loud as possible to scare the shark away. The shark, perhaps surprised by Henry's sudden charge, hesitated. It circled once, its black eyes assessing the new threat. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, turned and disappeared into the deeper waters. Henry reached the boy, grabbed him, and pulled him back to the safety of the shore, where his parents enveloped him in tearful embraces. Henry's actions that day went beyond saving the boy's life. As news of his bravery spread, he found himself the center of attention, receiving respect and admiration from those around him, something he had never experienced. Henry felt like a hero for the first time in his life. not for his intellect, but his courage. The incident on Rangali Island was a turning point for Henry Adams. No longer content to be a mere observer of life, he realized that authentic learning came from books and experience. His bravery had not only changed the trajectory of a young boy's life, but had set Henry on a new path that would lead him to embrace adventure, and eventually, to a career that combined his love for the ocean with his newfound courage. This newfound confidence sparked Henry's desire to explore and learn through reading and living. He began to take risks, signing up for diving lessons, participating in marine conservation activities, and even giving impromptu talks about shark behavior and safety in the ocean, drawing on the knowledge he had acquired through years of study, but had never shared in such a public way. As his vacation drew close, Henry realized he could not simply return to his old life. The experience had awakened a passion for marine biology that he could not ignore. Inspired by the delicate balance of marine ecosystems and the urgent need for their protection, Henry decided to pursue a career in marine conservation. Returning home, Henry enrolled in a marine biology program, dedicating himself to studying the oceans with an enthusiasm that surprised even himself. His experience in the Maldives motivated and guided him, shaping his approach to his studies and future career. He focused on shark behavior, driven by a desire to understand these misunderstood creatures and contribute to efforts to ensure their survival and the safety of those who share their waters. Years passed, and Henry emerged as a respected marine biologist known for his expertise and commitment to conservation. He worked on projects worldwide, advocating for protecting marine habitats and the species that depend on them. He became a voice for the ocean, speaking at conferences, in schools, and through media, sharing his story and the lessons he had learned. Henry never forgot the moment that had set him on this path, the fear, the adrenaline, and the profound sense of purpose he had felt as he raced into the water to save a child. It was a reminder that courage could manifest in the most unlikely of heroes, and that a single act of bravery could ripple outwards, touching lives and inspiring change. The shy, bookish man who had once viewed the world from the sidelines had become a champion for its oceans, using his fame not for personal glory, but to protect the creatures that had changed his path forever. Once an unlikely hero, Henry Adams had found his place as a spectator and guardian of its most precious and mysterious treasures. Lieutenant Sarah Jensen found herself far beyond the ordinary call of duty, in the vast and mysterious expanse of the Sargasso Sea, part of the North Atlantic Ocean, known for its seaweed clumps and unique ecosystem. Sarah, a skilled Navy pilot, was on a routine flight mission over these cold waters when her jet began to malfunction. Despite her extensive training and calm demeanor, it became clear that the only option was to eject and await rescue in the shark-infested waters below. The day had started like any other, with Sarah conducting pre-flight checks and reviewing her mission parameters. However, as she piloted her jet over the Sargasso Sea, the engine started to emit a worrisome noise, followed by a sudden loss of power. Sarah's training kicked in immediately. She transmitted a mayday signal, secured her life vest, and ejected from the jet, parachuting into the cold, dark waters below. Landing in the water, Sarah's survival training became the difference between life and death. The Sargasso Sea, while beautiful, is notorious for its population of sharks, drawn to the area by the abundant sea life that thrives among the floating seaweed. As Sarah floated in the water, her pilot suit providing minimal warmth against the cold, she knew that staying calm and using her training was crucial. The first shark encounter happened just as Sarah had managed to inflate her life raft and climb aboard. A shadow loomed beneath her, and a dorsal fin broke the surface water. Sarah remembered her survival training: no sudden movements, maintaining eye contact, and using whatever was at hand to fend off an attack. She grabbed the flare gun from the emergency kit and prepared to defend herself. As the shark circled closer, drawn by the commotion of her landing, Sarah aimed the flare gun and fired it into the water, hoping the noise and light would deter the shark. The strategy worked momentarily, but Sarah knew that more sharks might be attracted by the signal or the blood from the cuts she had sustained during her ejection. The night began to fall, and Sarah prepared for the worst. She fashioned makeshift weapons and tools using the raft's emergency supplies to protect herself. She stayed vigilant, using her jacket to cover her wounds and minimize the scent of blood in the water. The actual test of Sarah's resolve came when not one but two sharks approached her raft under the cover of darkness. The glow of her emergency beacon reflected off their circling forms, a haunting reminder of the thin barrier between her and the predators. The sharks grew bolder with each pass, bumping against the raft and testing its integrity. Sarah faced the sharks with a bravery that belied her fear. Using a paddle to keep them at bay, she managed to fend off their advances, each stroke a testament to her determination to survive. This battle of wills lasted throughout the night, and Sarah used every trick and technique at her disposal to ensure her safety. As dawn broke, the sharks, perhaps losing interest or driven away by the light, disappeared into the depths of the Sargasso Sea. Sarah, exhausted but alive, was finally spotted by a rescue helicopter. Her ordeal was over, but the story of her survival, her courage in the face of danger, and her application of her naval training in the most extreme circumstances would become the stuff of legend within the Navy. Sarah Jensen's experience in the shark-infested waters of the North Atlantic not only tested her physical limits, but also taught her invaluable lessons about leadership, perseverance, and nature's unpredictability. These lessons would shape her future and inspire countless others within and beyond the Navy. In the aftermath of her rescue, Sarah's life took on a new trajectory. She was hailed as a hero, a title she accepted with humility. The Navy celebrated her survival techniques, her leadership under pressure, and her unwavering spirit of perseverance. Sarah's ordeal became a case study in survival training programs, teaching future pilots and sailors about the unpredictability of nature and the importance of preparedness. But for Sarah, the encounter with the sharks in the Sargasso Sea was more than a survival story. It was a profound learning experience that reshaped her understanding of the natural world and her place within it. She advocated for marine conservation, using her newfound fame to highlight the importance of protecting the ocean's inhabitants, including the sharks that had once threatened her life. Her message was clear: humans and nature must coexist with respect and understanding for the delicate balance that sustains life on this planet. Sarah worked with conservation groups, participated in educational campaigns, and spoke at conferences about the need for marine conservation efforts, drawing on her personal story to inspire action. Moreover, Sarah's daring escape and the lessons learned in those harrowing hours in the North Atlantic waters solidified her leadership within the Navy. She was often invited to share her experience with young cadets, teaching them about survival and the qualities that define authentic leadership: courage, decisiveness, and the ability to remain calm despite overwhelming odds. Sarah's journey from a Navy pilot to a legend and an inspiration wasn't without its challenges. She battled the physical and emotional scars left by her ordeal. But in doing so, she discovered a more profound sense of purpose. Her story encouraged many, both within the Navy and in the broader world, to face their fears, step out of their comfort zones, and embrace the lessons that come with confronting the unpredictable forces of nature. Years passed, and Sarah Jensen's legacy within the Navy and beyond grew. She wasn't just remembered as the pilot who survived a shark attack. She was celebrated as a leader who transformed her experience into a beacon of hope, resilience, and advocacy for the natural world. Sarah's daring escape in the Sargasso Sea became a legend, a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome, learn, and inspire.